You're the truth, and you do it all so natural. You're so strong, and you show it anything. If you want it, it's yours. It's yours. You can have it all, yeah. Up early this morning, and I know God smiled on me. Ain't no time to sleep, no, no. I can't wait to start my day because I know it's gonna be beautiful like me. Hey, you're so beautiful. You're the truth, and you do it all so natural. You're so strong, and you show it anything. If you want it, it's yours. It's yours. You can have it all, yeah. Hey, you're so beautiful. You're the truth, and you do it all so natural. You're so strong, and you show it anything. If you want it, it's yours. It's yours. You can have it all, yeah. I look into my mirror, I love everything I see. Ain't no mistakes on me, no. I always remind myself there ain't no other me. Can't nobody else be. Hey, you're so beautiful. You're the truth, and you do it all so natural. You're so strong, and you show it anything. If you want it, it's yours. It's yours. You can have it all, yeah. You can have it all, yeah. Hey you, hey you, hey you, hey you, hey you. Hey you, you're so beautiful. You're the truth, and you do it all so natural. You're so strong, and you show it anything. If you want it, it's yours. It's yours. You can have it all, yeah. Hey you. You can have it all, yeah.
And good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello to all my listening family all around the world. I want to start off by saying that I appreciate you and value you, and I'm so excited about today's guests who are going to talk about shortly. Of course, the top story that's on everybody's minds right now here in the United States, and my family over at United at London Energy Radio is like messaging me all night long. What's the score? What's the score? So we're all on pins and needles here in the States awaiting the results of the presidential election. There's still many swing states like Michigan, Pennsylvania, I believe Nevada. There's about 6 states that still they're counting ballots and are too close to call. So the remaining states are what they call the swing states, which have the largest electoral vote delegate count. So with the amount of mail-in voting, it's definitely going to take at least another day or so to tally and just double check. Pennsylvania still has 1 million mail-in ballots still to be tallied. Of course, in true Trump fashion, he already declared himself the winner yesterday, even though he only has 213 electoral votes, and you need 270 to win, you know. But when did Trump ever follow the law? So it is a bit disconcerting, to be frank and honest, that it's this close I would have thought that the moral choice was pretty obvious. I don't know how many groups and minorities Trump has to stomp all over, and how many laws he has to break and ignore for people just to wake up to certain realities. So we're all on bated breath here, waiting to see the results. So Trump, in true sarcastic or democratic fashion, is already saying that if it comes out that he's losing, that he's going to sue. So, this whole thing is just crazy. But there are many celebrities who have been just diligently on the campaign trail, trying to just drum up voters and activists, such as Maxwell. Maxwell has continuously, I want to say over the past 2-3 months, just consistently talking about the importance of voting and being engaged. And he was actually featured in a couple magazines over the last few months, spotlighting celebrities who are just out there pushing the importance of voting. Of course, Common and John Legend have been back and forth to Pennsylvania a couple of times at the various Biden rallies. Common was up and down the East Coast, South Carolina, PA, all over the place, just getting out there, talking to people, speaking about the importance of voting. Alicia Keys, also Wanya Morris and Sean Stockman, of Boyz II Men, and Jermaine Dupri just recorded and released a really uplifting music video talking about the importance of unity and community and voting. So go to their pages, check that out. Of course, Busta Rhymes and many other figures in hip-hop have also been out there speaking continuously about the importance of voting. I just want to take a moment here just to reflect for a moment about the things that the principles I was raised with, as my followers and listeners know. This past year, in March, I lost my father, and my father raised us with the principles and values that we had a responsibility to care about the issues facing all people, that not to take your freedoms and your privilege to vote, to be informed, to be engaged, to care, to stand up and show out. When I was a little girl, I remember, even before I knew what all this political stuff was and what really voting meant in a real way, my dad was always at the polls. He was a poll watcher. He would man phone banks and canvassing, getting people to vote and register. And he always instilled in my sister and I why it is so important to vote, and that the journey of women getting the vote in the United States, and that didn't come easy. And so from the point in which I was able to vote and volunteer, over the decades, my sister and I always volunteered and were canvassing. And of course, life takes you in different directions and responsibilities, so maybe you don't have the availability to do that, but there's always ways that you can still be engaged, from emailing your friends to talking about the issues and round tables in everyday life at the workplace. And it was sad this time around. I missed my dad. Always would call us and say, "Did you vote? Did you vote? What's your plan to vote? Don't forget to vote." Even the primaries, my dad would always stress the importance of the primaries as well, because he would say to us, "Look, it's not just a presidential election. You have to be involved in the positions in our government that handles our everyday justice system and laws, and be aware of who's your attorney general, who's the judge in your district, and vote in the primaries and the referendums, and know the issues, know what you're voting for, and be engaged. I miss this time around my dad calling me and saying, "Hey, Laura, did you vote? Did you vote? Did you vote today? Don't forget to vote. Are you going before work? What are you doing?" And, he would always mail us sample ballots just in case, to make sure, because sometimes there's different referendums you have to vote for. And he's like, "Well, I know you're busy, and in case you didn't have time," and he'd always be mailing us sample ballots and making sure we knew what was on the table. So it was bittersweet not having those conversations this time around, but I know my dad was with us in spirit, and it's regardless of who wins. Of course, I have my choice that I hope and pray wins. But regardless of who wins, we are all accountable and responsible for how we treat each other, our values, caring about one another, being invested in each other's well-being, and helping each other thrive, and being there for each other, not just on camera or in groups, but in the moments that matter, and helping one another. So regardless of who winds up in office, know that I care about you, I care about this country, and if we just walk in kindness every day, and valuing each other, this world will certainly move forward in a more loving and unified place. I know we're all a little, our nerves are a little on edge, so all day today, of course, later we are going to be interviewing the incomparable, sensational, legendary actress, philanthropist, iconic singer Dionne Warwick. So all of our music today is going to be some of my picks of Dionne's catalog. I'm dedicating this show to my father. Dionne was one of my father's favorite singers. I have so many childhood memories of driving around and listening to Dionne Warwick music, and me and my dad singing her songs to each other. So to have her on the show was truly magical and amazing. So Dad, this one's for you. So we're starting off on our first musical break of just every song of Dionne's fantastic. But here is our first chunk of Dionne Warwick music to get your mood and your spirits right. Remember, what the world needs now is love, sweet love. And we'll be right back after this.
I got to say it, and it's hard for me. kiss a guy, you get another chance to catch pneumonia. Then you do, and never fall, never fall in love again. Don't you know that I'll never fall in love again? Don't tell me what it's all about, 'cause I've been there and I'm glad I'm out of those chains that bind you. That is why I'm here to remind you, what do you get when you fall in love? You only get lies and pain and sorrow. So for at least until tomorrow, I'll never fall in love again. No, I'll never fall in love again. I'm out of those chains that bind you. That is why I'm here to remind you, what do you get when you fall in love? You only get lies and pain and sorrow. So for at least until tomorrow, I'll never fall in love again. Don't you know that I'll never fall in love again? I'll never fall in love If you see me walking down the street and I start to cry each time we meet, walk on by, walk on by. Make believe that you don't see the tears. Just let me grieve in private, 'cause each time I see you, I'll break down and cry. Walk on by, don't stop. Walk
Been recording her for the last 2 years. I'm so pleased with the success that she has attained here and in my country. I'd like to bring out Dionne Warwick singing Anyone Who Had a Heart.
Could look at me and know that I love you. Anyone who ever dreamed could look at me and know I dream of you. Knowing I love you so. Anyone who had a heart would take me in his arms and love me too. You couldn't really have a heart and hurt me like you hurt me and be so true. What am I to do? Every time you go away, I always say, well, this time it's goodbye, dear. Loving you the way I do, I take you back. Without you, I die, dear. Knowing I love you so. Anyone who had a heart would take me in his arms and love me too. You could never have a heart and hurt me like you hurt me and be so true. What am I to do? Knowing I love you so. Anyone who had a heart would take me in his arms and love me too. You couldn't really have a heart and hurt me like you hurt me and be so true. Anyone who had a heart would love me too. Anyone who had a heart would surely take me in his arms and always love me. Why won't you? Anyone who had a heart would love me too. Anyone who had a heart would surely take me in his arms and always love me. Why won't you? Anyone who had a heart would love me too.
And welcome back to Style and Empowerment Chat with Laura and Friends Radio as we take our stroll through the illustrious and amazing catalog of Grammy Award winning songstress, actress, activist, icon, Miss Dionne Warwick. So we actually this past week lost an amazing actor, but before we pay our tribute, I just want to make a mention Philadelphia lost a great jazz trombonist and talent booker, James Dennis, who for over 10 years booked the talent at the Clef Club in Philadelphia. I had the pleasure of meeting James a couple of times. He was just such a nice gentleman, a wonderful trombonist, and just passionate about art and music, and was a fellow activist and was always a champion for artists in the Philadelphia community. So I was so sad to hear of his sudden passing. And we also lost a great actor actually Halloween weekend, Sean Connery, the famous Scottish actor with his 5-decade-long movie career. Of course, his first big film and franchise was James Bond. Sean Connery grew up in Edinburgh, Scotland, where actually my sister was born in Edinburgh as well. And he did a tour in the Royal Navy, and he worked a number of small jobs until he auditioned for a role in the play South Pacific in 1953. He went on to star in several James Bond films, and he was the Bond that announced the unforgettable tagline, "The name's Bond, James Bond." He introduced the sexy, charismatic swagger to the secret agent that would make him and the series so successful. Sean Connery was awarded a knighthood in 2000 for his contribution to the arts. He starred in Alfred Hitchcock film Marnie opposite Tippi Hedren, who of course is Melanie Griffith's mother. He was part of the cast of the original Murder on the Orient Express. Of course, he played Indiana Jones's father in Steven Spielberg's 1989 Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, which also starred a young River Phoenix as the young Indiana Jones. And he won an Academy Award for his Best Supporting Actor role for his performance as Chicago cop Jim Malone in the 1987 film The Untouchables. Throughout his life, Sean Connery was a passionate advocate for Scottish independence. He was also an avid golfer. Upon hearing of his death, First Minister Nicola Sturgeon commented that Connery was a patriotic and proud Scot, and that the Scottish nation would now be mourning the loss of its best loved son. Sturgeon later said in a statement, Sean was born into a working class Edinburgh family, and through talent and sheer hard work, he became a film icon and one of the world's most loved and accomplished actors. One of my favorite films that Sean Connery starred in was Finding Forrester. That's another film me and my dad loved to watch together. He was a retired professor, I think fighting an illness, and he befriends and mentors this young boy from the neighborhood, and they just find solace and love within their relationship. And then he leaves him his estate so him and his family can live in his New York townhome and have a better chance at life. And Sean Connery was just such a vibrant spirit, and he will be missed in the world of film. So, of course, today I'm doing a little less talk and a little more music because of the stature of today's guest. I want to make sure that we get in a good hunk of all of her fantastic catalog. So, of course, we are interviewing the amazing Dionne Warwick today. So, Dionne Warwick, let's just go down her amazing accomplishments. Dionne ranks among the 40 biggest hit makers on the musical charts between 1963 and 1999. She has had she's had 80 singles on all combined Billboard charts. So in 2019, the Grammys honored Dionne Warwick with a Lifetime Achievement Award, and she also has received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Dionne just is such a classy, elegant woman who has opened up the door for so many artists of this generation, and just her catalog is amazing. She's been a host of TV shows like Solid Gold and various showcases. She's played her hand at acting here and there. She's always wore many hats. Charities have always been an important part of Dionne, from AIDS charities to the Carousel of Hope cancer charities. She's always out there raising awareness and using her platform to not only uplift the spirits of other people, but to bring resources and attention to causes and issues. Of course, Dionne was one of the staple of powerhouse R&B singers who came through in the 60s, right in the middle of the civil rights movement and the Jim Crow laws. So all the artists of today, the Rihannas and Sierras, who now can demand all these riders and luxury treatment and everything, stand on the shoulders of Aretha, Whitney Houston, Dionne Warwick, and secondarily Whitney Houston, who endured some of the unsavory treatment and having to advocate for artists' rights and proper payment and percentages of their work that some of the artists of today don't have to fight as hard for. So not only do we owe Dionne a debt of thanks for all the amazing uplifting music in R&B, gospel, pop, but also for the doors that she opened up for all artists. So she's collaborated with so many amazing artists, from Barry Gibb to the Bee Gees to Elton John, Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, Luther Vandross, Barry Manilow. And so we're going to go all into her hits, collaborations, her impeccable, amazing fashion style, and just her longevity of over 50 years in the music and recording industry. So we're going to pop into another musical break of Dionne, and when we come back in the 1 o'clock hour, we will be interviewing the one and the only Dionne Warwick. So I'm so excited. This is just such an honor, and so amazing. So I think Lady C just popped off. Lady C? Oh, all right. Well, we have more things we can. Well, so I know we're all stressed, so I'm going to wash you over with some more amazing Dionne Warwick music. Let's just keep the light and love and positivity, and we'll be back with more after this and our interview with international recording artist, legendary superstar Dionne Warwick.
Well, I think I'm going out of my head. Think I'm going out of my head over you. Over you. I want you to want me. I need you so badly. Can't think of anything but you. And I think I'm going out of my head, 'cause I can't believe the tears that I shed over you. Over you. I see you each morning, but you just walk past me. You don't even know that I exist. I'm going out of my head over you, out of my head. my head. Yes, I think I'm going out of my head. I'm going out of my head. Over you, out of my head. Over you, out of my head. Night and day, night and day. I'm going out of my What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another mountain. There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb, and there are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last till the end of time. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there is just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another meadow. There are cornfields and wheat fields enough to grow, and there are sun
and made each one come true. Something no one else had ever found a way to do. I've kept the memories one by one since you took me in. I know I'll never love this way again. I know I'll never love this way again, so I keep holding on before the good is gone. I know I'll never love this way again. Hold on, hold on, hold on. A fool will lose tomorrow, reaching back for yesterday. I won't turn my head in sorrow if you should go away. I'll stand here and remember just how good it's been. And I know I'll never love this way again. I know I'll never love this way again, so I keep holding on before the good is gone. I know I'll never love this way again. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I know I'll never love moment I wake up, before I put on my makeup, I say a little prayer for you. While combing my hair now and wondering what dress to wear now, I say a little prayer for you. Forever, forever, you'll stay in my heart, and I will love you forever and ever. We never will part. Oh, I'll love you together, together. That's how it must be to live without you. Would only mean heartbreak for me. I run for the bus, dear. While riding, I think of us, dear. I say a little prayer for you. At work, I just take time, and all through my coffee break time, I say a little prayer for you. Forever, forever, you'll stay in my heart, and I will love you forever and ever. We never will part. Oh, how I'll love you together, together. That's how it must be to live without you. Would only mean heartbreak for me.
I say a little prayer for you. I say a little prayer for you.
Forever, forever, you'll stay in my heart, and I will love you forever and ever. We never will part. Oh, how I'll love you together, together. That's how it must be to live without you. Would only mean heartbreak for me. My darling, believe me, for me there is no one but you. Please love me too. I'm in love with you. Answer my prayer. Say you love me too. Why don't you answer my prayer? You know every day I say a little prayer. I say a little prayer. Why don't you just answer my prayer? This is insane. All you did was say hello, speak my name, feeling your love like a love I used to know long ago. How can this be? You're a different space in time. Come to me. I feel like I'm home in a place I used to know so long ago. They call it deja vu. Could you be the dream that I once knew? Is it you? Deja vu. Could you be the dream that might come true? Shining through. I keep remembering me. I keep remembering you. Deja vu. Deja vu. This is divine. to speed your love to me.
My love is go, 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 go.
Corbel, make it gold.
I know that the road to love can be paved with tears. Maybe I'm a fool to love you, knowing life is cruel. Only the strong, only the brave can survive all the heartaches that tear most people apart. Can survive all the heartaches and still keep love alive in your heart. Oh, when you reach out for a star, people pull you down. Swear to be true is easy, but I'm telling you, only the strong, only the brave will be loving each other each single step of the way, and be loving each other when all the fears of today have passed. Our love is strong, our love is brave. I know our love will
Our home. It's where we feel our safest, where we come together.
I walk along the city streets you used to walk along with me. And every step I take recalls how much in love we used to be. Oh, how can I forget you when there is always something there to remind me? Always something there to remind me. I was born to love you, and I will never be free. You'll always be a part of me. Oh, when shadows fall, I pass a small cafe where we would dance at night. And I can't help recalling how it felt to kiss and hold you tight. Oh, how can I forget you when there is always something there to remind me? Always something there to remind me. I was born to love you, and I will never be free. You'll always be a part of me. Oh, 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 oh.
The Style and Empowerment Chat with Laura and Friends at Radio. I'm just beyond elated, thrilled, excited, and jumping out of my spirit and body to say welcome to iconic songstress, groundbreaker, just amazing queen, a fantastic artist, icon, Dionne Warwick. So to say that I'm excited is an understatement.
Well, that's a good thing.
Very much. So, before we jump in to the interview, I just wanted to say, as I said previously, I'm dedicating this show to the memory of my father. You were one of my father's favorite artists. I grew up on your music, and so many memories just driving around and singing your songs, which then I grew to love, and we would always sing your songs together. And through you, of course, and Whitney was a pivotal artist in my life and someone I looked up to, and both of your musics were just tapestries in my life. And I truly feel my dad smiling and watching down on this moment because he loved your music. So it's just so amazing to have the opportunity to speak with you today.
Fantastic. I really appreciate it, and God bless you, Daddy, for introducing my music to you.
And so now you've had such an illustrious career, but you're rooted deeply in gospel music. Some people might not know. Of course, your family had the gospel group, the Drinkard Singers. So can you talk to us a little bit about how, gospel just shaped you and just brought the love of music to you early in your life?
Well, absolutely. My grandfather being a minister is where it really all started in church. And growing up in a family of gospel singers, my mother and her siblings, her brothers and sisters, known as the Drinkard Singers, there was always gospel music being sung around me and in my home, and they did the rehearsals, and of course in church. So gospel has and will always be my first love.
Mm-hmm. So now, when was the moment? Of course, you grew up around amazing music and voices. When was the moment where you really found your voice and fell in love with singing and knowing that, hey, this is something that I want to do?
I jokingly say, but my mother did say this to me at a very early age. When I would walk around the house singing, she said, well, I guess you're going to do that because you came out singing. It's like the old saying goes, the apple doesn't fall that far from the tree.
True.
When you're around that kind of music all your life, it just seems to be what is preordained.
Mm. And, of course, many people might not know, but you actually have a degree in music education. And before you launched your award-winning singing career, you had thought about being a school teacher, right?
Yes, I was going to teach school, secondary level, music education. And, what curtailed that was I had a hit record. So I had no choice but to put that on the back burner for a minute. All of a sudden, I've been doing it now for almost 60 years.
Wow. It's so just amazing when you think about it, and time just flies.
Yes,
And you're like, wait a minute, 5 minutes ago I feel like I was 12 years old, but looking in the mirror, that's not the case. Oh, so now, of course, you initially started out doing a backup singing, and then eventually demo work. So, for those who aren't, versed in the industry, can you explain a little bit what demos are, and the importance of demos, and eventually how you met Burt Bacharach?
Yes, well, background work is when you've heard it several times on recordings. The ones, the oohs and the ahs and the occasional yay. A demonstration record simply is when a composer writes a song and I would go in to record it. They would then submit that song to an artist that they had in mind to record that song to the label that they were recording on.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was doing demonstration records and background work, which also helped to supplement the cost of my college education.
Sure. And of course, I'm sure that, besides, like you said, for up-and-coming artists, like they say, working actresses, working actors, working singers, it's a good stream of reliable income. But as you're finding your style and voice as an artist, being a background singer, I would imagine also has its assets because you can work on harmonizing, finding different styles, flexing to other kinds of musical collaboration.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, harmonizing that was nothing new to me.
Sure.
The fact that singing gospel, and I had a gospel group, so that was all a part of what we did. As a matter of fact, it was our group that did most of our background work.
Mm-hmm.
So, but when you find your own voice, it's not a case of all of a sudden here she is. It was a case of a female named Florence Greenberg, who was the proprietor of Scepter Records. I did a demonstration record for the Shirelles that Burt Bacharach and Hal David wrote, and she did not want the song, she wanted the voice, and it happened to be me. And as long as it didn't interfere with my education, as I explained to Bert and Hal when they kept badgering me to record, I would consider recording. And one thing led to another, and, well, here I am.
Right? So, your debut hit was Don't Make Me Over, of course, produced by Burt Bacharach. So,
And Al David. Never forget Al David.
And Al David. Now, I hear that there's a funny story behind the song Don't Make Me Over.
Well, I know I thought it was not funny.
Right, exactly.
So I did a demonstration record called Make It Easy on Yourself.
Yeah.
And they kept asking me to record. You've got to record, you've got to record. So, okay, one condition, and that is make it easy on yourself would be my very first recording with you. And they promised that was going to be. I was on my way now from school, college, to a background session with some demonstration records. Had my radio on my car, and out of my radio, this voice up there, breathless singing, make it easy on yourself. Well, that didn't quite sit too firmly with me. And when I arrived in New York studio, I kind of confronted both of them, saying, you made a promise to me, and I have two times promises. You cannot ever do this to try to make me over. And Al David took pen to paper and came up with Don't Make Me Over.
Well, not only is it just such a timeless, phenomenal song, but I think it's just such a lesson, not only to other female artists, but just women in general, that, hold people accountable to their promises and believe in yourself strong enough to stand up and ask for what you deserve and speak up.
Yes, never had a problem with that.
Yes.
I was taught to always, say what I had to say,
Hmm.
and make sure that it was respected.
Yes.
With respect. And, I had no problem saying what I had to say because that's the way I felt.
Hmm. And that's another, just so many ways, but right here, this is another way that, Dionne, you have opened up and been a role model for so many women, especially in the recording industry, not to be afraid to stand up and demand the respect and their artistic integrity and not let this industry roll over them.
Exactly. That's what it kind of concerns me a lot. So, babies were
And it's,
and they're kind of manipulated into doing and being and saying things that they're really not at all that. That's they're created to be.
and especially as a new artist, oftentimes this business, whether you're an actress, singer, what have you, in entertainment, they don't want to really listen to the voice of the talent. They just want to put them in a box and a formula and click, click, click. This is going to make it be commercially successful and make us all money. And because, quote, you haven't proven in money what you can generate, they think that you don't have the right to say, like, how you want to be dressed or what you want to perform. So it's so important that, artists hold firm to who they are, not only as artists but as people.
Right, exactly. Always, first of all, never lose who you are.
Yeah.
That's very important. You always know who you are. And I think, I like it. So,
Yes.
I respect what I do and say.
Mm-hmm.
And it's brought me a long way. I feel
Yeah.
very comfortable being in my skin.
Yes. And so now, of course, in 1962, you were introduced in an amazing concert in France by actress and a fashion diva, Marlene Dietrich. So, and I know you've said that she was a mentor in your life. Can you speak to us a bit about what that experience was like, your first tour, being in France, debuting as an artist, and having such a monumental woman, basically as a mentor?
Yeah, but Bert was very backward.
Mm-hmm.
There were so many birds that had points on my life. He was her musical conductor, and when he heard that I was going to appear at the Olympia Theater in Paris, he made a call to Marlene and asked if she would look after the baby.
Aww.
And she says, of course. And she met me at the airport. She put me into a limousine with her and took me from the airport to my hotel, got me checked in, and then we went to the Olympia where she did my lighting, my sound check with the orchestra, and then proceeded to take me into my dressing room because she wanted to see the clothing that I had brought to wear. She wasn't too pleased with what I had brought to wear, which I just lost her mind because she threw my clothes into the hall out of my dressing room. She would take it off and throw it out.
She said, "You're not going on stage in that."
That's exactly her attitude was. Just basically said, no, you must always wear couture. And of course, little brown girl from East Orange, New Jersey, had never heard that word before. Couture.
Okay.
What?
What's couture?
And she introduced me to
And
the designers of the day. And from that point on, that's been my absolute way I look and dress.
Well, I know we were gonna do our Zoom situation, and hopefully maybe later we can chat. But I'm dressed in sparkle in honor of you today, Dionne. I love all things glitzy and sparkly. It just makes you feel good. And one of many things that I loved in growing up, looked up to you for, was just your glamorous, feminine, and sparkly style. So I have a little sparkly jacket on today. In honor of you and all your fabulousness, and of course, you and your fellow sister artists came from an era in the 60s, 70s, early 80s. It was the focus, especially in pop and R&B music, about your image, being polished, being put together, carrying yourself with grace and elegance, what I call like classy, sexy, not letting it all hang out, and being graceful. And growing up as a little girl, as I was finding my style and the women that I wanted to be like, Whitney, Chanel, like these were all people that I looked up to just as like these magical, glamorous women. And I thought, one day when I grow up, I want to be like that.
Right. Well, I had the most incredible mentors.
Yeah.
My who introduced me to couture.
Yes.
But I also had people like Lena Morgan and Elvis Gerald, Sarah Vaughan, and Diane Carroll, who were definitely the people that I looked up to, and they were an image that I felt, yes, that's what I want to be like. I want to look like that. I want to work in those places that they were working, and I wanted to carry myself in that same fashion. Prior to these ladies, of course, I had my mother and my aunts who were also very fashionable.
Mm-hmm.
So, I come from a line of seeing our women from their full potential. So,
yes.
And it certainly helped me. I know that, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Having mentors like those ladies within the business of show it was incomparable. There's nothing I can compare that to.
And really, exemplifies the motto of show business. Giving the visual show, through your performance image, which is really an important element.
Absolutely, and people not only come to hear, but they also want to see.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to see what they imagine you to be.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I presented to them, who I was, and that has lived with me for, like I said, close to now 60 years.
And now you've collaborated over the years with some phenomenal designers. Of course, you've had a long-standing relationship with the Pierre Cardin brand, Valentino, Versace. So, can you talk a bit about, collaborating with some of those amazing fashion talents, and just what your process is like when you meet with these design houses and decide what you want your looks to be for shows or appearances?
Yeah, well, my personal designer at that point in the very beginning of my career was a young man named Michael Travis, who designed specifically for me wonderful clothing that nobody else was wearing, and nobody else could compare to. The international designers that are known as the couturiers of the day, I was introduced to them, and they basically designed for me. I didn't pull off the rack, because they took time to look at me and decide the image that I gave them, what I wanted to be and how I wanted to look, and they went from there.
Wow.
So it was not you didn't have to be a rocket scientist, in other words.
So, since we're on the fashion tip, we're going to jump into talking about music, but this is interrelated. So, among other things, Dionne has also been a TV host. And so, in the early 80s, we were on the end of disco and right before the next waves of pop music and R&B. And there was an amazing show shortly after Soul Train, but before American Bandstand, Solid Gold. And it's I would say contemporary dance fever with Denny Terrio. So every I know I'm going into the vaults with that one. So, growing up as a little girl, we watched Solid Gold, and I would always be so excited to see what's Dionne gonna wear this week.
Yeah, I know, everybody did. Right. Like I said, Michael Travis, for the first couple of seasons, those were his gowns that I wore. And, he was magnificent. I miss him terribly. He's passed on, unfortunately. But he certainly made sure that I looked a certain way.
Yeah.
And I'll never, ever be able to thank him enough for that.
And of course, when you feel you're looking your best, it changes your energy and your mental, and then helps you relax so that you can be your best creative self when it's time to perform.
Oh, absolutely. But I had no problem with that.
Oh, of course.
Some ago, I had a ball. It was a lot of fun to do. And, I'm a talker. I love to talk. And being able to present new talent as well as some of my peers. Mm-hmm. It was a joy to do.
And, of course, we actually played the song earlier, but you actually, on one of the early episodes, had a duet with Whitney, who was just inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Yes. Long overdue. And I'm sure it was just back in that time when everybody was at the height of their careers and forming their own celebrity and stuff. It must have really been a joy from like the family point of view to be seeing each other succeed and cheering each other on, and then being able to bring each other in on different projects.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. That's what family is really about, I think.
Exactly.
To be supportive and to be there when you need it. And that's exactly what we do as a family.
And I mean, what an amazing mentor to have as yourself. Oh, my cousin's Dionne. Yeah, who's your cousin? My cousin's an international superstar, amazing goddess. Oh, who's your cousin?
Yeah, but, that nice. She did that sometimes as well.
Yes. Yes.
But, she was a sweetheart, and, and I just was there for her. She knew that.
Yes.
Never a minute when, she said, well, I have to do this, and how do you do this, and what do you say, and where do you, only when she asked did I give her any information.
Yeah.
I did not push myself on her to, oh, you can't do that, you have to do it this way, you can't do this, you got to say this way. No, unless she asked me a question, I needed an answer. And if I had the answer, of course, I imparted it to her.
Well, I think that's such an important note you just hit on, that when you're in a mentor-mentee situation, there's that part where you have to step back and just let the person spread their wings and find their own way and just kind of stand back.
Exactly.
So and now, just going through some of my favorite hits. We can't go through all 80 singles today. But picking my cross section of some of my faves and just talking about some of the backstory and all your awards. So another group that I love and me and my father shared in common was the Bee Gees. So earlier we played your hit Heartbreaker. Talk to me a bit about how that collaboration came together. And I was kind of like right on the edge of the end of disco, where disco was sort of influencing R&B a little in the early 80s.
Well, Clyde Davis, I was on Arista Records at the time, and Clyde happened to be in Florida visiting a relative of his, and ran into Barry Gibb, at a restaurant, and they started talking, and Clyde let him know that he would love to produce one of the artists at Arista Records. And he had very conveniently a roster of the artists on the label. And Barry decided that I see one that I would love to produce. And it was on Warwick. So that's how that all came about. And we had a wonderful, wonderful time recording. Brothers Gibbs were just genuinely sweethearts. And they took very good care of me while I was in Florida recording. We just had a good time, and he wrote me a wonderful hit record.
Well, I think that's such an important ingredient when you're collaborating and writing and recording together is that, your personalities click.
Absolutely. That's one of the first things that have to happen, that we get along.
Right. It's like you hear some of these stories with some of these artists who have collaborated and they never even hit the studio together and they just mailed in their parts because they didn't like each other and stuff. And that just never made sense to me. I'm like, well, if you don't like somebody, why would you do a piece of work together?
Exactly.
That's how you can make money.
And then you hear it extends like, well, I'm not doing promotion with that person and this and that. I'm like, well, then do something with somebody else that you like.
Exactly. It's not that difficult.
Right. So now you also some of my other favorite songs, I'll Never Fall in Love Again, with Barry Manilow, who of course was an accomplished artist in his own right, and started out playing piano and writing songs for Bette Midler. So talk to us a bit about that song and collaboration. One of my faves.
Well, I know I'll never love this way again. That's the title.
Oh, wait a minute. Yes, I'm sorry. I was merging two. Yes, I know I'll never love this way again. Yes.
Yeah. That's the song that apparently Clyde had stashed in his vault of songs that he was holding for whoever it is that he thought could possibly do it. And when I finally joined the Arista Records at the very beginning, he was saying, well, we got to find a wonderful producer for you, and can't have anybody that I don't think can compete with what you've already done in the past. So, but I'd love to have you and Barry Manilow work together. And I had to get that to thought. I really did, because of Barry's ability to write songs for himself, produce himself, and record and perform. And the turn I had around to become a producer, I had my trepidations about that. Maybe could he do it or couldn't he? And he convinced me, yes, I can do this. He let me know how much of a fan he was of mine. He displayed when I went to his home on his piano all of my albums that he had.
Aww.
I said, oh, okay, you kind of know who I am. And the one thing that was wonderful, not only about Barry Manilow, but also about the Brothers Gibbs and any other producer I've worked with, they understood what I was bringing to the table,
Mm-hmm.
and that they did not want to alter that. You know, they just wanted to be able to maybe try to enhance what has already been done, and that is really the attitude that Barry had with
Mm.
people. You know, he said, you know, you're going to be you. I'm just going to write some wonderful stuff for you and sing, and then you take it from there. And that's how that happened.
So now, when you're looking, I mean, you've worked with so many amazing songwriters and producers throughout your career. So at this stage, you know, in your life, when you're looking for songs that you might want to do, songwriters, producers, what are the you know, the things that you look for and that make you say, hey, yeah, I want to work with this. Oh, I like that song. I think I'll do that one.
You know, the criteria basically for me is lyrics first.
Okay.
What I'm saying. Very, very, very careful about what I say. I'm a messenger. I'm bringing a message to you. So my messages have always been that of hope and happiness and joy and sometimes a little tear,
Right.
inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I fall in love with what you have for me to say, then musically, of course, it goes along with that. So those are the two criteria. You know, first the lyric, then the music.
Because you have to connect with the lyric and the feeling of the song.
Absolutely. You know, not necessarily have to connect with it. It's just a matter of, am I able to say these words? You know, do they have enough meaning for me to give that kind of a message to my listening audience?
Mm-hmm. Now, when you were transitioning from backup singer to solo artist, of course, we've talked about this with many guests and the importance of A&R back in the day, which now the labels have cut that. You know, what was it like, the process of you transitioning from background singer, studio singer, to, okay, now I'm going to be front and center, this is going to be my performance style, transitioning into being front and center in the music videos and all that, and kind of finding your way?
You know, that wasn't very difficult either, based on the fact that I had two of the most prolific songwriters of our time.
Yes.
And they wrote specifically for me. It was like going to a couture.
Yes.
Where they put that dress on you and it fits only you. Nobody else can wear it. So the transition into being the lead singer was not very difficult at all. And then being in the studio, I've spent a lot of my life in the studio.
Sure.
Back up and demonstration records. So the transition was not that very difficult to make.
Well, of course, it gives you more ease and confidence when you have fantastic production support around you, because you know they're going to put you on your best foot.
Exactly. And I couldn't have asked for a better set of composers than Backrack and David.
So now, of course, Dionne has won 5 Grammys, including a 2009 Lifetime Achievement. Hold on, let me put down the phone. Very well deserved.
You're too cute. You really are.
See, and I'm so disappointed that the Zoom didn't work, because I actually have a crown in my bag, and I was going to virtually put a crown on your square. But you know, that'll be for another day. We'll take a Zoom rain check.
Okay.
So now, in 1980, among many feats that Dionne has accomplished, she was the only artist to win a Grammy for 2 songs in 2 separate categories in the same year. So you want to talk about a groundbreaker, an artist, woman, queen, who showed what is possible and then did it. So
that was very exciting. I gotta tell you, it was one of those evenings that happen once in a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so fortunate to be the one that it happened to that particular evening. I won in 2 categories, pop and R&B. In the R&B, I went with Deja Vu.
Yes.
The female artist of the year, and also in pop, it's your favorite song.
Yes.
I won with I Know I'll Never Love This Way Again. It was one of the most magical evenings of my life.
Yes. I mean, I can only imagine. And it must, too, feel really rewarding when you work so hard and you put so much passion and dedication into what you're doing. And it's truly your God-given purpose to receive that level of respect from your peers.
Absolutely. And that's what Grammys were at that point. And when I was receiving Grammys, and when Grammys are really looked at as the actual our Academy Award in the music industry, when your peers who voted for you make a decision as to who they felt did the best job at what they were doing that year, and to be recognized by your peers in that fashion is quite something.
Yeah. Well, just on a personal note, I just have to interject. I know it's different. As my dad would say, same church, different pew. In this moment and speaking with you today, like what we just discussed with you, getting that recognition and winning those Grammys, like I feel that way right now. With my show and my brand and how hard I've worked to grow something from zero to here that uplifts, empowers, encourages people to believe and that big things are possible, and to create a platform of worth for artists at all levels. I feel like right now just having you on my show and that level of yes, you and your show are worthy. Like I'm winning a Grammy, a Tony. Everything all rolled into one, and I just am so appreciative and grateful. I really can't fully articulate it, but I on a certain level can relate to what you're saying, because in this moment I'm feeling that right now.
Wonderful. You should. You've accomplished something that you set your mind to do. And congratulations. That's in order.
So, one of my other favorite songs of yours, now, of course, throughout the duration of your career, and even right now, you have lent your support, and both personally and as an artist, to many charities, including children's hunger, cancer, and AIDS and HIV has been a big cause that's been very important to you since the beginning of the 80s, when it first came out on this and started claiming lives. So now, in that note, one of your biggest hits, and one of my favorite songs, and my dad's too, was That's What Friends Are For, which you recorded with Elton John and Stevie Wonder, right? And was Patti LaBelle on that one too?
Gladys Knight.
Yes, yeah, Gladys Knight, yes. So, I mean, and that was just such an iconic song moment. I believe the song raised something like $3 million for AMFAR, was it, that it benefited? Yeah. So can you talk to us a bit about just the inception of That's What Friends Are For, and just that whole moment?
Yeah, I was getting ready to record a new project, and Clive had asked Burt Bacharach and Carol Bear Sager, who he was married to at that point in time, to write a couple of songs for me and produce it. And I had just left their home listening to songs, and I was watching TV very, very late at night. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning. And this film was on, and I kind of slept through most of the film. But when the roll was going up as to who participated in the film, and came to the music, and I was listening to the song as the credits were rolling, and saw Burt Bacharach and Carol Bear Sager. I said, well, why didn't they play this one for me when I was there today? So when I went up again later that afternoon, I asked them about that song. And Carol, I mean, she should have been a comedian. She said, well, now 4 people know that song. I said, what are you talking about, 4 people? I said, yeah, Rod Stewart, who sung it originally, Carol, herself, and Bert, and now you. And I said, well, why don't we let the world hear this song? I'd love to record this, and I'd love to include my friends. This is about friendships and the meaning of friendship. And they thought I'd lost my mind. They said, well, if you want to record it, yeah, okay. Well, fortunately, it was a case of us being in the studio together recording, and Elizabeth Taylor, who was a friend of Bert and Carol's.
And of course, a huge HIV advocate at the time.
Yeah. You know, she was, it was before the beginning to put together AMFAR. And she asked us, she said, listen, I know it's going to be a big yes or no immediately, but would you mind if that song became the song for AIDS? And we all looked at each other and said, well, but, you know, knowing that we had lost a lot of people within our industry, we lost hairdressers and designers and dancers and musicians. I mean, AIDS is running rampant. So we all agreed, yeah, why not? You know, if our talent's going to be of assistance and do some good, why not? And, well, the rest, I guess, is history. The first $3 million that's really started it.
Yeah.
Was raised, and through wonderful people who decided to buy the recording, because that was the other thing that was wonderful about it. Both of the writers, Bacharach David, Bacharach Sager, decided that they would give up their publishing, and the cameramen who shot the film, the videos,
Wow.
gave up the cost of that. The studio that we recorded it gave up the cost of that. The engineers gave up their salaries. Everybody wanted to be a part of doing something wonderful, and that's exactly what we did.
And it truly was a magic moment.
Absolutely, it was. The song, so it said it transcends not only the charity aspect of it. It's been used for the welcoming of a birth of a child. It's been used at graduations. It's been used just basic friendships and birthdays and weddings. It's a song that transcends the real meaning of friendship.
Yes. And I remember the music video like it was yesterday. I think I was maybe like 8, 9, and I'm like, oh, wow, look, there's Stevie Wonder and Gladys. I just thought it was so cool that everybody was all together and vibing, and you could just see like the warmth really just jumped off the screen, that people weren't really like, it wasn't about egos and pretending and whatnot, that everybody authentically was just so happy to be part of this project that was positive and wanting to help people.
Absolutely. And what leaves me more, excuse me, more than anything else, these are my friends.
Yeah.
And they wanted to be a part of making sure that we were doing something wonderful. And that's exactly what we did.
Good. Now, another wonderful project, a charity project that you did with some of your other friends was you participated in We Are the World, which of course was raising money for World Hunger. And Quincy Jones and Michael Jackson produced that one. So can you talk a bit about that experience?
No, I've been asked that question several times.
Oh.
It's almost impossible to give you an explanation about it.
Yeah.
It was one of those entities where he had to be there. He just had to be there in order to know what that felt like.
Mm-hmm. Just being in that room with so much iconic talent, it's just so amazing. And if you think about it nowadays, would something like that be able to even happen? Because so many artists of these generations now, it's, oh, my writer, my this, my that, well, what am I getting, all that stuff, and here back then, it was just such a magic time where...
we grew up in this during a period of time where camaraderie was something that we revered. We supported each other, we cared about each other. Mm-hmm. I know myself when one of my peers was performing anywhere near me, I'd buy my ticket. I wouldn't ask for anything. I'd buy my ticket, sit in the audience, and I'd jump in the backstage and say hello to them, and they said, well, why didn't you call me? I said, because why would I want to call you? You got me paid. So, that's something that I don't see in the industry today. I don't see that kind of camaraderie.
Yeah. Yes, sadly, you don't really see the sense of community and support within fellow artists now. It's like I kind of see like sub-cliques, so this artist hangs with this one and that and this. But like you just said, there's not the sense of community where, look, I'm not only going to support you by showing up, I'm going to buy a ticket, I'm going to bring my family, I'm going to be there. If you have something going on and I believe in you, I'm there.
Absolutely. That's what it's about.
Mm-hmm. So, and now you also have said recently that you've fallen in love with Brazil, and that one of your dreams is to retire there. So, can you talk to me a bit about just how Brazil's touched you and what you just love about the country and the culture?
Often, I started touring Brazil in the early 60s.
Yeah.
The industry, and I fell in love with the country. I fell in love with the people.
Mm-hmm.
Music, of course, is primary as far as I'm concerned. I have a multitude of friends there. I've lived in Brazil for almost 25 years. And it's just become a place that I fell in love with, and apparently it fell in love with me too. I've been accepted as one of their own. In fact, I've been accused of being Brazilian, knowing that I'm not.
Who are you?
But that's how my friendships and relationships Israel had blossomed to be. It's a country that had certain values that I grew up knowing that lost here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, respect of elders. Their children are primary with them. I couldn't believe what I was seeing on occasion. I would go shopping on Saturday, and you couldn't get into the malls because entire families shopped together.
Mm.
You see the grandmother and the grandfather and the grandchildren and the mother and the father and cousins and aunts. I mean, it was amazing to see, you know, and it even was wonderful to see families sitting at a table eating together for a change, you know, which we've lost sight of here. You know, I don't know too many families that still do that. And
Yeah.
those activities I revere them. I think they're wonderful.
I mean, there's so much value in coming together, even if it's just once a week with your family, with your loved ones, having tradition and touching base and putting the phones down and the gadgets and just being present in each other's lives.
Exactly. And that's what I found in Brazil. And that's where I'm going to be once I decide to retire and decide to live my life the rest of the way I want to. That's where it'll be.
Oh, well, Dionne, you have, had such amazing longevity, and you know, with everything, I'm sure personally endured. There's ups and downs, and you know, turnarounds and merry-go-rounds, and you've still remained to be such a loving, positive, beautiful person inside and out. Can you talk to us a bit about just, you know, through the journeys of your career and advice you give to others of not letting the speed bumps and the things that frustrate you or disappoint you or stress you out just change you or drain your spirit, and just, you know, continuing to have just a happy vibration?
Well, it's not there's no secret to it.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, I like me.
Mm-hmm.
And in order for me to continue to like me, I have got to take care of me. And in so doing, I have choices. And we all have choices.
Mm-hmm.
You know the right ones, and you also know the wrong ones.
Right.
It's basically what your decision is at that point in time. Do you want to take the right one or take the wrong one? Mm-hmm. I have no reservations about anything I've done or will do.
Mm-hmm.
I've not done anything to hurt anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Any kind of lessons that I have to learn, or the ups and the downs,
mm-hmm.
I have taken into consideration and have learned from them. So, you know, there's nothing more than believing in who you are. You're the only you have.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't revere that, then you got a problem. So,
yeah.
and baby, we're going to have to kind of wrap this up.
Okay, well, it has been just such an amazing experience. I thank you for sharing all your experiences and perspective and light with us today. To stay in touch. I thank you for everything that you've done for women and the industry, and I can't say enough how much this has meant to me. So thank you to our listeners for tuning in today. Of course, you can catch us in syndication on Friday on London Energy Radio, FM World Pakistan, Sunday on Downtown Hot Radio. So catch us in all your time zones. Follow Dionne Warwick on all her social media. Of course, you can follow me on the Style and Empowerment Chat with Lauren Friends Facebook page. We wish you love and happiness and happy vibrations. Thank you so much, Dionne. It has been an honor and a pleasure to have you on the show.
It's been my pleasure, darling. You're wonderful. You really are. And continue to do what you do. You do it very well.
Oh, thank you so much. So we're gonna close out with another block of the sensational Dionne Warwick. Until next week, stay strong, stay beautiful, stay empowered, and we'll be welcoming Don Robinson from In Vogue to our show next week. And we'll be back.